Hello, this is Sarah Hannala. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sorry, it's been a really long time, but I am back and excited to make more videos for you. So I'm going to start with another Bhakti Flow Basics beginner class. So let's start out with some chanting as we always do. It's just finding any comfortable seat. You can sit up nice and tall. Rolling the shoulders down the back one time so the heart can shine. We'll find a soft gaze towards the earth, or maybe the eyes close. Let's take a breath in through the nose. Let it all sigh out. Hands relax, wherever is comfortable, or maybe they come to prayer at heart center. With chanting, it doesn't matter what we sound like or if we even get our words right. The act itself is an offering of love and devotion. I'll start, I'll let you know when to join in, and we'll move through it a few times so everyone can catch on. Let's take another cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Om Hare Om Hare Om Hare Om. Together. Om Hare Om Hare Om Hare Om. Om Hare Om Hare Om Hare Om. Om Hare Om Hare Om Hare Om. Soft and sweet. Om Hare Om Hare Om Hare Om. Breathing in. Breathing out. Om Hare Om. Let us clear our path. Let us remove our obstacles. Helping to ground us down and prepare us for new beginnings. As you're ready, we'll invite the eyes to flutter open and we'll make way into a child's pose. Balasana, the child's pose. Toes touch, knees open, hips sink back towards the heels. Heart and head melts towards the earth. You can either have your arms extended out forward, or if you need a little more support, you can create a little pillow with your arms or your hands for your forehead. As we're settling into the space, let's settle into our breath. Slow inhales and exhales. Inhaling slow through the nose. Exhaling slow out the nose or the mouth. A voluntary breath helps us to regulate our central nervous system, meaning it shifts us into our parasympathetic nervous system, our state of present awareness, our state of general safety, where our heart rate slows down, our muscles start to relax. We start to preserve instead of exert our energy. This will help our energy last longer throughout our practice, throughout our day. Take another breath in and out. Begin to walk your hands over to the right side, finding a nice curve in your spine. You might even take the left hand on top of the right and let your hips sink a little bit to the left. Deep breaths. Can you send your breath to your rib cage versus your chest or your belly? Good. Walk it over to the left side. Find that nice curve in your spine. Maybe right hand on top of the left. Breathing. Once again, breathing into your rib cage, inviting those intercostal muscles to open and expand with each breath. Good. One more full breath in. And out. Walk your hands back to the center. We'll make way to a tabletop position. Once we're on our hands and knees here, you might take a moment, just kind of stretch out your legs after that long child's pose. If that was a lot, just give a little rest to the knees. Good. Then we'll find some cat-cows. So wrists and shoulders nice in line, knees and hips in line. We'll take an inhale, drop the belly, lift the head and heart. Exhale, round it in, chin to your chest. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders back, lift the head and heart. Exhale, round it in. Take a few more here at the pace of your own breath. Connecting breath and movement. Good. Meeting in a neutral spine, we'll take some big hip circles over to the right. Just loosening up our hips, our lower back a little bit. And just starting to really bring our awareness to our body. Let's take those circles in the opposite direction. Maintaining a steadiness of breath. Good. Then coming to a neutral spine. Stretching the wrists, we'll flip our hands around, fingertips towards the knees. If that's a little too much, just have your hands out to the side. Just meeting yourself where you are in your body and in your practice today, without force or excess exertion. Good. Top of the hands down, fingertips still towards the knees if you can. Peel the shoulders back a little bit. Sit back if you want more. Good. Gently release. Tuck your toes. Sit back on your heels. Screaming toes pose. So you want to wiggle out those little pinky toes. Make sure they get to scream too. Then we'll stretch out the wrist. Don't worry, we won't be here too long. Interlace the hands. Roll out those wrists. Maintaining your breath. Good. Press your hands away. Stretch the palms, the wrists, the fingers. Reach those arms up overhead. You hug in your belly, shoulders to the ears, block out the sound. Take a big breath in. Exhale as you release, shake out the hands. Untuck the toes, give them a little slap. And then make sure your fingers are spread really nice and wide. We'll tuck those toes, lift the hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. So we'll be working through a little bit of a flow practice today. Still beginner. We're going to get our body moving and open. So make sure your feet are around hip distance. They can always be a little bit wider.
Try to shift your weight back towards your heels so you have more weight in your legs than in your wrists. Broaden those shoulders away from your ears, supporting your wrists as well. Take a big breath in and out. On your tippy toes or the tops of your toes, so toenails down, we're going to take one little step at a time all the way to the top of the mat. Good. Feet at hip distance here to start. Bend your knees enough that your rib cage can melt towards your thighs. Let your head hang nice and heavy. Any variation of your arms here, so they might hang, or you might grab opposite elbows. You might grab a chunk of hair, give it a nice pull. That's usually my favorite. Helps release the neck. Good. Release the arms down if they aren't already. Feet stay at hip distance for pregnancy or knee injuries, where those feet come to touch, toes touching, heels slightly apart. Inhale as you lengthen, a halfway lift. Fingertips can stay on the earth if there's more availability in your body. Otherwise, they come up onto the shins. Roll those shoulders back, hug in the belly. You want your back to be nice and strong here. A little bit of softness in the knees is always supportive. And with an exhale, we fold. Inhale as we root to rise up, stand up, heart opens. Exhale as we bow in an act of humble devotion. Inhale as you lengthen, flat back. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step your left leg back. Drop your knee. So hands on the earth or fingertips. Actively draw your right hip back a little bit. Roll your shoulders back with a big inhale. Lengthen up through the head and heart. One more breath in. And out. We'll meet in a high plank. So back toes tuck, knee off the mat, step back to a plank. Shoulders stacked over the wrist, belly nice and strong. A beginner Vinyasa, we have Ashtangasana, so shoulders go past the wrists a little bit, lower the knees, the head and the heart, a surrender of the ego, those hips stay up. Then we lower the hips, untuck the toes, roll the shoulders back with an inhale, lift the head and heart up, Bhushangasana, the baby cobra. Exhale, forehead down, surrender of the ego. Push up and back, child's pose. Just one breath here, then we meet in downward facing dog. Good. Gently step your left foot forward. Drop the back knee. Roll those shoulders back. Lengthen up through the head and heart. Inhale. Exhale, we'll step forward and fold. Inhale, reach and rise up. Exhale as we bow. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Step your right leg back this time. Drop the knee. Let's reach the arms up overhead. Big inhale. Square off the hips. Engage the low belly. Lift the heart. Anjaneyasana, our low lunge. Take another breath in. And on your breath out, high plank. Hands down, step back, preparing for our Vinyasa. Ashtangasana, shoulders past the wrists, lower the knees, the head and heart. Untuck the toes, Bhushangasana, baby cobra with the inhale. Exhale, forehead down, surrender the ego. Push up and back, child's pose, one breath. And downward facing dog. Gently step your right foot forward, drop the back knee, reach the arms up. Breathing in, breathing out, hands down, step forward and fold. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Pausing a moment here. Deep, steady breaths. Bringing all awareness to our body. Good. Inhale as you reach and rise up. Exhale, cactus the arms, arch the back, little back bend this time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow forward and fold. Inhale, lengthen that halfway lift. And exhale, hands down, step back to our high plank. If you want a little bit more for your Vinyasa flow, you can, of course, continue to do the knees, chest, forehead. Or if you want a little bit more, we lower down slow to the belly. Then untuck the toes of the head and heart up, Bhushangasana. Exhale, forehead down, surrender the ego. And we push up and back, child's pose. So for our Vinyasa flows, you can once again either do knees, chest, forehead, that Ashtangasana, or lower slow to the belly. Whatever feels safe and supportive in your body. And whatever decision you make, you're never stuck, so you can always switch it up as we move through our different flows. Let's take another breath in. And out. Good. Tabletop position. Take a big inhale. Send your right arm up towards the sky. Exhale as you thread that arm underneath the body. Ear down, shoulder down. Hugging your low belly a little bit. Left hand can remain on the earth. That left hand might come in contact with that right palm. You gently push into the earth. Maintaining that steady, slow breath, strong and voluntary, self-soothing, self-regulating. One more breath in and out. Ground this left hand onto the earth, right next to your face. We'll take a big inhale. Send this right arm up towards the sky, and then send your right leg back for a supported side plank. So, watch your limbs here. We want elbow, wrist, and shoulder all in line, hips and knee in line. So adjust your limbs if needed in order to really stack. Right foot is nice and grounded. Right arm is reaching up towards the sky. Deep, steady breaths. Hug in your belly. Good. One more breath in. And out. Keep that right foot nice and grounded. Engage your belly. We're going to rise our torso up. So our shoulders are stacked over those hips. And then right hand comes down the gate. Left arm comes up and over. Right hand can rest on the thigh or shin. Deep, steady breaths. Good. Inhale through the center. Exhale, left hand comes down. That supported side plank. This time, maybe that right leg hovers. Strong here. You've got this. Think about that chant in the very beginning. Om Hare Om. Clearing the path, removing those obstacles, like those thoughts of the mind that say, I'm not good enough. I'm incapable. I'm not strong. I'm too weak. Letting those thoughts unravel with each breath. One more inhale. You've got this. Exhale, tabletop position. Good. Inhale, left arm up towards the sky. Exhale as you thread it underneath the body, ear down, shoulder down. Once again, that right hand can stay grounded, or right palm might meet the left, and we push into the earth. Using our breath. Good. Right hand grounds right next to your face. With that big inhale, our left arm comes up, left leg sends back. We stack our limbs. Make sure everything is nice and in line. We feel strong and stable as that left arm comes up. Deep, steady breaths. Soft gaze, or maybe the eyes close. But that might affect your balance a little bit. Use our breath to stabilize, to remove the obstacles, clearing that path. Good. And we'll rise the torso up, grounding through that left foot. Belly is nice and strong. The gate. Left hand comes down. Right arm reaches up and over, hugging the belly, protecting the spine. Deep, steady breaths. Inhale, we rise through the center. Exhale, supported side plank. Right hand down, left foot can stay grounded once again, or maybe we hover it this time. Limbs are stacked, belly is strong, gaze is locked. This will help our balance. Preferably on something that doesn't move, so maybe not looking at me at this moment, because I might be moving and shaking a little bit. Using the breath to stabilize, to ground, to root down. You've got this. Just a few more rounds of breath. We're building that strength. We're building that strong foundation. Good. One more inhale. Exhale as you release, tabletop position. Good. Let's tuck those toes, lift the hips high to the sky. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high to the sky. Bend the knee, open up your hip. It's like you're trying to tap your toes, your neighbor, or your wall, or whatever might be on your left side. Try to keep those shoulders square, so actively drawing that right shoulder down a little bit. Take another breath in. And out. Round your knee in towards your nose on your next breath. Squeeze it in strong. And then gently place that foot in between your hands. We'll drop the back knee. Reach the arms up overhead. Back to that Anjaneyasana, the low lunge. Engage the belly. Protect the back. Open the heart gently. Deep, steady breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Draw the hips back. Straighten the leg, our half Hanuman, our half splits. So we don't want to lock out the leg here. Knee is still a little bit soft as needed. Use your breath. Good. Let's bend that front knee. Back toes tucked, knee off the mat. We'll spin the back heel down and rise up to warrior one. So some of us might open up our stance a little bit. So our feet are about hip distance apart. This will help you square off those hips a little bit more. Find a little more depth in your right leg than you probably want to. We don't want the knee to exceed over the big toe, right? But somewhere between the ankle and the big toe is fine. And we want to be pressing into the edge of our back foot, really engaging this back leg nice and strong. We roll those shoulders away from the ears, right? No shoulder earrings. This will help expand our heart open. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Our Vinyasa flow. Hands come down, step back, and we take our flow. Finding your variation, right? Knees, chest, forehead, or lowering slow to the belly. Taking that Bhujangasana, the surrender of the ego as we let the forehead come down. Then we push up and back to the child's pose for one breath when we meet again in downward facing dog. I've got all these nice leaves joining me on my mat today. Feels like I'm practicing in the forest. But I'm just in my boyfriend's parents' backyard. Let's take a big breath in and out. Good. Inhaling that left leg high. And we'll bend the knee, open up the hip, that big stretch. Remember, try to keep those shoulders nice and square. Good. Knee to nose as we squeeze it in on our next breath. And place that foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee. Reach the arms up. We've got that Anjane Asana, the low lunge. Deep, steady breaths. One more inhale. And exhale, releasing. Hands down, hips back. Half Hanuman or half splits. So inhales and exhales, softening, soothing, surrendering. Good. Bend that front knee. Back toes tucked, knee off the mat. Spin our back heel down. Remember, you might open up your stance a little bit as needed as we rise up for our warrior one. So hips are nice and square. Draw that right hip forward as needed. Left hip back a little bit. Nice deep bend in the left leg. Actively pressing into that right pinky toe. Watch my ankle for a moment here. When I'm not pressing in, you can see my ankle kind of come inward. And we want to press into that right pinky toe. You see my ankle straighten out and strengthen. This will help us really stabilize through that back leg. Make sure we're not causing any injuries in our ankles. And then arms come up, shoulders away from the ears. Deep, steady breaths. No matter where we are physically or mentally today, may we feel so proud of ourselves for showing up, for being here in your body, in your breath. One more inhale. And exhale, hands come down. Step back, take that Vinyasa flow. We'll meet in the child's pose this time. Just hang out here for a couple rounds of breath. One more breath in. And out. Good. From tabletop or downward facing dog, we're going to transition to a big hip opener or half pigeon. So for half pigeon, we draw the right knee up towards the right wrist, heel is a little bit in towards the genitals, and we slide back, straight leg, untuck the toes. If your right hip feels really far from the earth, you can always slide a block if you have one, or a pillow underneath it. If you're like, this doesn't feel available to me at all, that's okay. We can do the deer pose. This is a nice Z-like shape. So you just sit a little more on the right hip, bend both knees like a Z. Whichever posture we're in, we walk forward over the shin a little bit and breathe into it. And you should feel it in that right piriformis area, so that right outer hip. Just finding whichever space feels available, safe, and supportive in your body today. Then we'll breathe into it. Can you unclench the jaw? Soften the space in between the eyebrows. Deepen the breath. With each exhale, you might find yourself surrendering just a little bit more. Om Hare Om. Grounding into our root, clearing the path, removing the obstacles, preparing for the new beginning that is each day, each moment, each breath. One more breath in and down, rising up. We'll switch sides, so you can do that any way that feels supportive. If you want another down dog or tabletop, you can do it from there. If you want to send the legs around in front, shake it out a little bit, and then take that other side. That's okay too. So, once again, if the half pigeon isn't available, maybe you have knee injuries, hip injury, or you just don't have as much availability in the space, you've got that nice Z-like shape here. Seat on that left hip. Otherwise, we can take the half pigeon, front knee bent, back leg straight, toes untucked, ankles straight as well. And then either space, we walk down over the shin. Relaxing the shoulders. Softening with each breath. Right, Bhakti Yoga is the yogic path of love and devotion. It's why we always begin with our chanting, this offering of love, of devotion to something beyond the personal ego. And in yogic philosophy, even surrender itself is a practice of devotion. The yogic principle of Ishvara Pranadhana, to lay all of our actions down in selfless devotion to Ishvara, God, consciousness, divinity, our higher power, something beyond the personal ego. Few more rounds of breath. Can you surrender just a little bit more? Rising up. Good. We'll meet with our legs around in front this time. So shake it out a little bit, massage it out as needed. Love punch it out. And then remove a little extra flesh. Feel those bones ground, soften the knees a little bit, flex the feet. Paschimottanasana, or seated forward fold. So sit up nice and tall, And then hinge forward. Think rib cage towards the thighs versus rounding and reaching for the feet, right? So watch the spine. We sit up tall on that pelvic floor. Hinge forward, rib cage towards the thighs. And then we can fold from there. This helps us to protect our back from injury. When we're rounding and reaching, that pelvis is bowling under, causing strain on the back. So if you're feeling more sensation in your lower back than your hamstrings, then bend those knees a little bit more. You can even slide a pillow underneath them if needed. One breath at a time, we soften a little bit deeper. One more inhale. And exhale. Rising up. We'll come all the way onto our back. And we'll just finalize our practice before Shavasana with a final spinal twist. Hug both of your knees in, giving yourself a nice little squeeze. And we'll drop those knees over to the right side. Left arm opens up. Deep, steady breaths. Good. Moving through the center. And we'll take that twist to the other side. Allowing your breath to really support you here. Relaxing the muscles. Slowing down our heart rate. And just allowing all of our awareness to draw inward. One more breath in. And out. Moving through the center. Give your knees one more little squeeze. And then we'll release Shavasana. Final meditation. Palms up, a gesture of offering and surrender if that feels available and safe in our body in this moment right now. We unclench the jaw. Soften the gaze. Soften the space in between the eyebrows. Just take a moment here for complete surrender. Take a slow breath in and a sweet sigh out. Waking up the body with some wiggles to your fingers and your toes. Or of course you're more than welcome to stay as you are for a bit longer. Reach the arms up overhead. Big breath, big stretch. Letting out a yawn, a sound, or a sigh. Moving through any transitional spaces that would help you rise to a seat, like hugging your knees in or rolling to one side. We'll gently rise up for our final prayers. Together, may we breathe in. Together, may we breathe out. Together, may we bow at the feet of our teachers for our Guru mantras, our Purta teachers. Om Guru Brahma, Om Guru Vishnu, Om Guru Deva Maheshwaraha, Om Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya, may the entire world be at peace. As we rise, our hands meet at prayer at the third eye center. To love with no intentions. Hands to mouth, to love with no expectations. And hands to prayer, heart center, to love for love's sake. That's Bhakti Yoga. I thank you, I honor you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Once again, I'm Sarah Hannala. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel and practicing with me. I promise there is going to be more soon. Life is crazy, y'all, you know. I be working, I'm busy, I got all the pets. I was moving this year. There's just been so much. And you, I'm sure, can all understand. You've all got busy lives. And I'm just so grateful for you for showing up here, for showing up in your body, for tuning into your breath, and maybe trying something new, or maybe coming back for more. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you want to learn. I'm going to be working on some how-to videos, so some more breakdowns, probably going to be putting clips in the shorts of it, but some longer how-tos as well. So if there's something specific you want to learn how to do, whether that's a headstand or how to really properly do a vinyasa or anything of that sort, let me know and put it in the comments and I will definitely do it. So thank you so much. Subscribe, follow on Instagram, follow on Spotify. I always put a link in the bottom, or not in the bottom, but a link in the bio of a great playlist you could listen to go along with the practice. There's lots of options there and more to come. Mwah. Thank you.